Today I'm going to talk about how to get paid to quit your day job so that you can grow your dream business or project. And most of us think that being able to do what we want, especially if we have a vision for something we want to create in the world, that we're going to have to do something else that we don't want to do first and save up the money, and then finally we'll have a nest egg and we can use that and spend that and try to do the thing we want. And really this is completely backwards. And I'm here to say that for the past over 30 years, a lot of my income, really most of it, has come from selling the vision that I had to achieve something and then using that money to follow and actually implement the vision. So that's a really important distinction. And in this video, we're going to learn some of the distinctions. So one way people think that they can get the money to do something is to borrow it. Often they borrow from credit cards. This is a very dangerous approach unless you really understand debt. And we're not going to really discuss debt here. Other people talk about getting some investors. I've had so many people call me and say, well, can you help me find some investors? And they're not ready for investment because to handle other people's money in terms of the idea of investing, of creating a monetary value for people, that takes a certain kind of education, knowledge, and what I call integrity. And so most people looking for investors, they have no integrity. They're not even keeping their books. So they're not ready for that. Now, in 2009, Kickstarter was formed. It recognized that people needed money to do things. They needed safe money, so not debt. And also they didn't know how to, navigate the equity system and raise capital. And so basically Kickstarter was the pioneer of the idea of gifts for people who wanted to do some kind of project, whether that's a for-profit company or a charity, whatever they want to start, Kickstarter was a way to give you the money. But even that had so many problems because Kickstarter, first of all, it's a one-time shot and you don't get paid while you're trying to raise it. And so very few people actually succeed. And it turned out that most people who raise money on Kickstarter are actually spending as much of a third of the money that they raise on marketing and advertising. So that's also really not a great avenue. And even if you are successful, that money's going to run out. And what do we really need to pursue our dreams? If we know, now I've been building businesses from scratch for over 40 years. I started my first environmental business in 1983 when I was 23 years old. And as I'm making this video, I'm 64, almost 65. And it's taken me a long time to really get all the pieces together that I want to teach you to fulfill your vision, because my vision is to really create just scores of new leaders who are solving the problems that I care about, which are ecology, human health, and walkable cities, and many more things like that, that are the last things people generally care about. Most people are cared about, if they see a tree, can I cut it down and turn it into money? And if they see a city, they think, can I build a parking lot and make money? So there's a lot of ways to make money, but while doing so, making life worse for everybody else. That's called externalization. And solving the problem of the externalized costs of the way a lot of the big players in the world make money, that's basically been my mission, to build companies that offer a whole new path. And I started on that path when I was 20, really gave it thought, and then I started my first business to attempt to model that behavior, and it worked. And then I went on to do more and more different parts of the puzzle, so I have a complete solution for people at any phase of their trajectory in fulfilling their dream. So let's get back to the one thing, though, in all this that I really saw was missing, and that's recurring income. Like, it's very difficult to bootstrap a project that has a long sales cycle, or that is difficult, or that is worth enduring on, like the vision I just told you. And so basically, if you're trying to quit your day job, often your goal is to make money fast, which is not a bad goal. I'm not against that, but It means doing something other than what you're passionate about in order to get the money to do the thing you are passionate about. And to me, that's an energy disalignment. And what I'm really trying to do is help you get totally aligned in terms of your income as well as your actions around your mission, and not constantly doing tangential work in order to fund the thing that you're passionate about, the kind of business or project that you want to do in the world. And so what does that really take? Well, it takes two things. One, it takes a kind of a self-expression, and I'll be putting more videos out about what that really is. I have developed, and it works really well, a very short, what I call the leader story. This is the story about your goals, how it's going to make the community you want to serve better, why you did it, where you're at, and what you need in order to fulfill your vision. And this is a super inspiring story. It's very inspiring for yourself, and it's inspiring for other people. And those people who you inspire with your story will want to support you. And for that, I've created an app called the Make My Nut app. And that's something you can plug into a website and use that to receive recurring income donations of any amount. So it's kind of like Kickstarter, but instead of Kickstarter's one-time shot where you don't even get paid unless you make this big goal, here you can build your goal one step at a time. And why is that important? A lot of people that have visions and they're working some kind of low commitment job. Maybe they're driving for Uber, or they're working at a restaurant or Starbucks. And so let's suppose that you could let's say that you're making $20 an hour doing one of those things. Well, if you had one donor that gives you $20 a month, you just bought yourself 1 hour of free time. So for a lot of people, they can ratchet their way down and buy 1 hour a month of free time, and then 2 hours a month of free time, and then 5. And suddenly you've got one whole day of free time. And that, of course, can become very, it's a positive feedback loop. So wherever you're at in your journey to fulfill your purpose, the kind of, what your life mission really is, you're in the right place. And I'll be providing more educational materials about how to do what I'm saying. But the combination of leadership and the right kind of revenue model for your project and for where you are in that trajectory, that can get you freed up so you can really dedicate your time to the thing you care about and not have to go zigzagging tangentially, from one job you don't like to another, just so that you can then finally eventually get started on the thing you really want to do. So thanks for listening, and feel free to put any questions below the video.